My name is Kira Whitman. I'm 31. 5 days before Thanksgiving, my mother called and told me not to come to dinner. Not because we fought, not because I messed up, because my brother Evan asked her to uninvite me. He said my job would embarrass him in front of his new girlfriend. I'm a general contractor. I build homes. I manage crews. I'm on job sites at 6 a.m. with sawdust in my hair and concrete on my boots. Evan works at Bank of America headquarters in Charlotte. Suit, portfolio optimization. My mother said, "You understand, don't you, honey? It's important to Evan." I said, "I understand." I didn't tell her that in 5 days, everything she thought she knew about me would shatter in front of 280 people. They didn't know the construction worker they were ashamed of had just been nominated for Contractor of the Year, and what they found out next would make them realize their biggest mistake wasn't uninviting me. It was never asking what I'd built in the first place. The pattern started 10 years ago. I was 21, sitting at our kitchen table in South Charlotte. I told my parents I was quitting community college for trade school, carpentry and general contracting. My mother stopped mid-crossword. My father looked up from the paper. "Trade school," she repeated, like a diagnosis. "Diane's daughter just got into pre-med at Duke. Linda's son is doing his MBA. Not, tell me more, just, other people's children are doing better things." My father said, "Kira, that's hard work. You're smart. You could—" "I want to build things," I said. Evan looked up from his phone. "You're going to be like a construction worker? Seriously?" My mother touched my hand. "We just want you to have an easier life than we did." She'd been a secretary for 23 years. My father worked logistics. They'd pushed us toward white-collar jobs, toward respectable careers. "Well, we'll support you, of course," she said. But support had conditions. For the next 10 years, they asked Evan about his job every Sunday. "How's the bank? Did you get that promotion? What's your 401k match?" They asked me. "How's work?" Polite, disinterested. A box to check before moving on to Evan's quarterly review. When I got my general contractor's license at 24, I told them at Sunday dinner. My mother said, "That's nice, honey," and asked Evan if he'd heard about his promotion. When I started Whitman Build and Design, LLC, at 26, official letterhead, business insurance, the whole thing, my father said, "That's a big step." My mother said, "Just be careful. Small businesses are risky." Then she asked Evan about his dental benefits. I stopped bringing it up after year 2. I stopped waiting for them to ask, but I kept building anyway. By year 5, Whitman Build had completed 68 projects. We employed 19 people. Last year, we brought in $2.1 million in revenue. I cleared $195,000 after payroll and expenses. Evan made $72,000 at the bank. But every Sunday, my mother asked him about his job, and every Sunday, she asked me, "How's work?" The call came November 18th, 7:43 p.m., Thursday. I'd just walked in from a job site in Dilworth. Carhartt jackets smelled like sawdust and polyurethane. Drywall dust on my jeans. "Mom." "Hi, sweetie." That careful tone she used when she didn't want to say something. "So, Thanksgiving. We need to talk." "Okay." Evan's bringing Natalie. First time he's introducing her. He's nervous. He asked if maybe this year it could just be immediate family. You know, him, Natalie, me, and Dad. Less pressure. I didn't say anything. "Kira?" "I am immediate family," I said. "I know, honey, but he's worried your job might be awkward to explain. Natalie's very professional. She works in design, and Evan's trying to present a certain image. And I don't fit that image." "Kira, don't be like that." "What did he say, Mom?" "Exactly." She hesitated. "He said you're a construction worker and Natalie's family is very traditional. He doesn't want her to think we're blue collar," I finished. "He didn't say that, but that's what he meant." "Honey, you understand, don't you? It's important to Evan. This girl might be the one." I looked at my hands, grime under my fingernails, blister from carrying 2 Seawars. I'd been on site since 6 a.m. "So I'm uninvited," I said. "It's just this year. We'll do brunch another weekend?" "Sure," I said. "Thank you for being so mature. I knew you'd understand." I hung up, Stood there in my kitchen, still smelling like pine and drywall, and wondered when I'd become the thing my family needed to hide. I never told them about the company, not the real company. I started Whitman Build in May 2020. 26 years old. Registered the LLC, got $2 million in liability coverage, bought a used Dodge Ram for $38,500 cash. Told my parents at dinner, I started a company. My father said, your own company? My mother said, that's nice, honey, and asked Evan about a team lead position. Year 2, 14 projects. Hired Miguel Santos, a Finnish carpenter, told my parents. That's great, honey, she said, then asked Evan about his department restructure. Year 3, first big contract, $120,000, full gut renovation of a 1920s Craftsman. We came in on time and $8,000 under budget. By year end, 6 employees, $860,000 revenue. I said, company's doing well. My father said, make sure you're saving for retirement. Evan said, I got approved for the company Amex. Year 4, hired a PM, electrician, 2 more carpenters, bought a house in Plaza Midwood for $218,000. Renovated it myself. It appraised at $295,000. My parents came once. It's cute, honey, a little small. Year 5, 2025. Whitman Build is projected at $2.8 million. 19 employees, 8 active projects. Average project, $85,000. Biggest $340,000 historic renovation in Myers Park. I hired a designer for it, Natalie Cross, Cross & Associates Design. I emailed her in July. Kay Whitman, owner of Whitman Build and Design. She replied in 2 hours. We met at the site. She wore a linen blazer. I wore jeans and steel-toed boots. She assumed I was a site supervisor. I didn't correct her. In September, she mentioned she'd started dating someone. He works in finance, Bank of America. I didn't ask his name. Professional boundaries. She didn't know the boyfriend was Evan. I didn't know my designer was dating my brother. Natalie told me later Evan had been weird about family. When I asked about his sister, he'd say, she works in construction, and changed the subject. I thought maybe you weren't close. When my mother uninvited me, I didn't think about the designer I'd hired. I just thought about being ashamed of me. November 21st, 3 days before Thanksgiving, Natalie was on site with me. Her phone buzzed. Sorry, my boyfriend. He's excited about Thanksgiving. First time introducing me to his parents. He's nervous. I'm sure it'll be fine, I said, looking at paint samples. 2 days later, my mother uninvited me. 3 days after that, Natalie walked into the Ballantine Hotel for the Charlotte Home Builders Association Awards as Evan's girlfriend, and saw me accept an award as Kira Whitman, owner of Whitman Build and Design. Thanksgiving Day, I woke at 5:30, made coffee, went to the Dilworth job site at 6:45, finished baseboards, ate leftover Pad CU on the porch. Evan texted, Happy Thanksgiving. I didn't reply. I went home, answered emails, updated budgets, went to bed at 8:30. For the first time in 10 years, I wasn't performing for them. I was fine. The CHBA Awards were Tuesday, November 28th, Ballantine Hotel. I arrived at 6:15 in a black suit, heels I'd worn once, name tag, Kira Whitman. Whitman Build and Design, nominee, Table 12, nominees. I glanced at the program, Contractor of the Year under 35, 3 names. Mine was one. I'd known for 2 months. Hadn't told my parents. Then I saw them. Table 23, Evan, my mother, my father, and Natalie. Navy suit, burgundy dress, black cocktail dress. Buffet was a sponsor. He got tickets to impress her. They had no idea I was here. At 7:15, the MC took the stage. This year's nominees for Contractor of the Year under 35. My name appeared on the screen. Natalie froze, grabbed her program, read, Kira Whitman, owner of Whitman Build and Design, 68 residential projects, 19 full-time staff, $2.8 million projected revenue. She turned to Evan, pointed. He looked, face drained. My mother saw, hand to her chest. My father turned, went blank. This year's Contractor of the Year under 35 is Kira Whitman, Whitman Build and Design. Spotlight, applause. I walked to the stage, Past table 23, my mother's champagne glass frozen midair. Evan looked slapped. Natalie stared at them, not me, watching the pieces fall. I took the microphone. 5 years ago, I started Whitman Build with a truck, a tool belt, and a belief that good work speaks for itself. Today, we've built 68 homes. We employ 19 people. To everyone who believed in what we could build, even when it wasn't visible yet, thank you. I let that land. Even when it wasn't visible yet. I walked off. Phone buzzed. Mom, we need to talk. At cocktail hour, she found me. We had no idea you'd be here. That's correct. You didn't. Kira, why didn't you tell us? I did. 5 years ago. You said, "That's nice, honey," and asked Evan about his promotion. Evan caught me by the coat check. I didn't know it was this big. You never asked. You never listened. Every Sunday, Mom asked about your 401k. When did anyone ask about mine? You always showed up in work clothes. Because you never listened. I said it, Evan. You just didn't want to hear it. Natalie won't even look at me. That's not my problem. You uninvited me because my job embarrassed you. The job that pays 3 times what you make. Yeah, Evan. I'm going to hold that. Natalie found me next. I'm so sorry. He called you the family embarrassment, said you'd never amount to anything, that you resented his success. She handed me her card. When you're ready to talk about the Morrison project, call me. Professional only. I'm done with Evan. Thank you, I said. You deserve this award. You deserved it 5 years ago. My mother caught me in the lobby. Can we take you to dinner? To celebrate? No, but thank you for asking. Her face crumpled. I need to go. I drove home with the Crystal Trophy on the passenger seat, Contractor of the Year, under 35. They'd spent 5 years not seeing me. Tonight, I made sure they couldn't look away. 3 days later, Sunday, December 1st, 6:23 a.m., email from my father. We failed you. We assumed. We dismissed. I watched you walk across that stage and realized I don't know my own daughter. I'm ashamed we made you feel invisible. I'm proud of you. Dad. 10:15. Text from Mom. Can we talk? I replied. Coffee. Thursday, morning grounds, 9 Sao. 2 p.m. voicemail from Evan. I didn't know. I should have. I was so focused on looking successful that I didn't see you were already more successful than I'll ever be. Natalie broke up with me. I'm sorry. Thursday, December 8th, morning grounds. Mom ordered black coffee, no sugar. You still drink it that way? Yeah. I should have remembered. I wanted you to have an easier life than I did, she said. I worked as a secretary for 23 years, watched men with half my skill get promoted. I thought construction was hard labor, low pay, no respect. Because you never looked. I'm so sorry, Kira. I dismissed you. I needed you to be proud of me. Not proud of what I became despite you. Proud of the work. I am now. Does that count? I don't know yet. I'll come to Christmas, I said. On one condition. If anyone makes a joke about my job, I'm leaving. If anyone minimizes it, I'm leaving and I won't come back. And I'm not changing who I am to make you comfortable. I accept it, she said. I do. And I'm bringing Miguel, my lead carpenter. She nodded. We'd love to have him. I sent my terms by email. 1. Ask me at least 2 weeks in advance for family events. Respect my answer. 2. If you want to know about my work, ask because you care. 3. I will not perform success for you. If you agree, I'll see you at Christmas. Dad. Agreed. We'll do better. Mom. Thank you for another chance. Evan. Can I call you? Me. Not yet. Maybe in a few months. Christmas. Noon. Miguel and I pulled up. Mom hugged me. Merry Christmas, honey. Inside, ham and cinnamon rolls. Dad asked, Kira, how's the Morrison project coming? Actually asking. Good. Finishing the kitchen this week. That's the historic home in Myers Park, Mom said. I'd love to see it sometime. If that's okay. Yeah, I'd like that. Evan was quiet. We left at 3 trials. Thank you for asking about the project, I told Mom at the door. June 2026, South Park job site. $410,000 custom build. Framers setting the last load-bearing wall. Miguel beside me. Looking good. Yeah, we're on track. Clients walked through. This is going to be stunning, the wife said. As they left, I heard the realtor. She's the best in Charlotte. My neighbor used her. Worth every penny. Back at the office, 2 rooms, gray walls, conference table, wall of project photos. On the shelf, the crystal trophy. Catching afternoon light. Mom called that Thursday, not Sunday. 2:15 p.m. Hi, honey, nothing urgent, just wanted to hear your voice. How's the South Park project? Good, framing's done. Starting plumbing next week. Your father was asking, could we come see it sometime? I looked out the window, sun slanting through trees. Yeah, I'd like that. We talked 12 minutes, real questions, permits, inspections, clients, no guardedness. I'll let you get back to work. Love you, honey. Love you too, Mom. That evening, I sat in my truck, engine off, windows down, sunset pink and orange, trophy visible through the office window. I used to think I was building houses. Turns out, I was building proof. Proof I was worth listening to, worth seeing, worth asking about. I don't need to prove that anymore, but I'll keep building anyway. Because I love it. And that's the part they're finally starting to understand. I started the truck. Drove home. 89 sats, 340 miles on the odometer. Sky gold behind me. Hands calloused, strong, mine on the wheel. They didn't invite me to Thanksgiving because they were ashamed. Now they ask when I'm coming over because they're proud. It took an award and a public reckoning to get there, but we got there, and that's enough.